Hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today I want to take a quick look at the first amp you'll be able to craft in the Plains of Eidolon. Now, to construct an amplifier, you will need three different parts. You will need a prism, a scaffold, and a brace, and there are three of each. The first amplifier you'll be able to build will have the Replak Prism, Pincha Scaffold, and the Clapcrab Brace. It will cost you 4,000 credits to put all the parts together and create an amp. It doesn't have any build time and it will be equipped automatically. Though if you want to switch your amps around later, you will have to go to the back of your lie set, interact with your operator, and scroll all the way down where you will find the option to do so. Building all three of the parts for the new amp is going to take you quite a bit of time because it's kind of like the meta reward of the Plains. You will have to do a little bit of everything to get it done. First, you will have to progress a little bit through the quill reputation so you can actually buy the blueprint, which means either hunting a lot of Vomvelists or doing Terrorist fights, preferably flawless kills where you bring in the lore so you get the flawless cores at the end, which give you the most reputation. I would also recommend going up to at least the rank of Visitor with the Ostron so you get the Mercury Bait, because fishing for Mercury without the bait is going to take you ages because the fish is extremely rare, but the Mercury Bait requires parts from different fish, so you will have to go and catch some Mortis Lungfish, then some Gupola and Trolloc to even build the bait so that you can then use it and hopefully get enough mercury to get at least 7 livers from them. You would then have to go and do quite a bit of mining. You will have to mine at least 100 pyrrole, 30 azurite, and 30 devar, and you will have to alloy and refine all of it. And you're going to need even more if you do want to go up to the rank of Visitor with the Ostrom, because you're going to need extra 40 pyrrole and 10 tier azurite. And finally, you are going to need 30 Cetus Wisps, which you can either get by doing bounties, or what I would recommend is simply run around different bodies of water in the plains. Now, even though this is your first amp and it's built with the cheapest parts, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily worse than the amps you're going to build in the future, because the whole system is modular. And it seems like all the amps you'll be able to Frankenstein together from the different parts you get as you progress through the cool reputation have more or less the same DPS, they just have different firing mechanics. And the way this modular system works is the prism will affect the primary fire mode, the scaffold will affect the secondary fire mode, and the brace will affect few little things here and there, but it mostly affects the ammo economy. Now, the first amp you will most likely build will be a railgun, where the primary fire will fire a single shot that does an okay amount of damage with really good accuracy. This is really good for fighting weaker enemies because you can spam it as long as you have energy, and it's awesome for hunting the Vomvelists because you will two-shot their normal form and then one-shot their ghostly form. The secondary fire mode will charge up a more powerful version of this beam that will do a ton more damage but also splash that damage to nearby enemies. This will one-shot the normal form of the Vomvelis, and it's amazing for taking down the shields on the Terrorist. Though unfortunately both of these do a new type of damage called Void, which for whatever reason is really bad versus armor, so it's not great versus the heavily armored Grineer like heavy gunners, bombards, napalms, and so on. Though everything else like the Corpus, Infested, or even Grineer that don't have a ton of armor melts pretty damn fast. It's also very ammo efficient, so it's going to take you a while before you run out of energy. Now, needless to say, this new amp is stronger than the original mode amp that you get for free after finishing Gara's quest. And even though it took me quite a while to put everything together, it was immensely satisfying to finally put it all together and craft the amp. I should also mention that I have not progressed far enough into the cool reputation yet to guild the amp, and if you guild an amp, it will allow you to recolor it, rename it, but it will also add 10% extra crit chance, 50% extra crit multiplier, and 10% status chance, making the amp even stronger. The amp also has a little bit of feedback, so it feels like you're actually firing something, unlike the original mode amp that you get after finishing Gara's quest, which felt pretty weak sauce. So on top of being stronger than the original amp, it's also, at least for me, a lot more fun to use as well. And that's pretty much it for the video. I don't think there's a need for a recommendation right here because you just have to go and build this, otherwise you are using a suboptimal piece of equipment. Though honestly, it is not as much of an upgrade as I thought it would be. You're not just gonna melt the Terrorist in like 1 or 2 shots. And you can easily kill the Terrorist by using the original free amp you get at the end of the quest. It's just that this one makes it a lot faster, especially now since they patched the whole shield disruption thing. And as always, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.